What up, world? Welcome to another episode of the BrandonJaneauShow. As you know, I am Brandon Janeau, and like always on all podcast platforms everywhere, BrandonJaneauShow. Social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Facebook, BrandonJaneauShow, and of course, YouTube channel, BrandonJaneauShow, man. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday, so you already know what that means, man. You already know what that means. It is I Bleed Sports. Some crazy stuff going on. Some boxing. The Olympics is happening right now as we speak. A lot of things going on, man. Of course, football is literally, I can't even say it's around the corner. It's literally 48 hours from now. We will have our first preseason game of the preseason year. Bears, Texans play Thursday night. The Hall of Fame game. Football is here. Football is here. So I'll be talking about that. Um, you know, uh, I can't wait, man. I can't wait for this. And as much as football has been football's been this thing, man. We've been waiting for it for a long time, man. I don't know how to feel about it, man. It's 48 hours from it. That's gonna be fun. It's gonna be super fun. Uh, Boxing, and of course, this weekend, the return of Bud Crawford. Boxing news that is going on right now with you know Shakur Stevenson and Tank Davis. What's going on with the latest in that situation? Um, yeah, so it's going down, man. But anyway, before we get into any of that, man. So the baseball trade deadline is today. It was the end of today. A couple teams made some moves. Contenders, the Orioles, brought in a new pitcher. Um, Padres made some moves. Arizona Diamondbacks made some moves. Yeah, man, it was a great trade deadline. The Dodgers and the Yankees both made moves. I think the Astros even got some players. Um, Mariners, Seattle made some moves. Um, Great trade deadline. Of course, everybody in baseball is going to talk about the two teams they want to talk about, which is and the Yankees, and of course, um, the Dodgers. They, like I said, made some moves. They added uh, a new pitcher. Both of them added both two pitchers. Um, the thing about this is, I think if you actually flipped it around and you actually flipped it around and said, okay, uh, you actually flipped it around. The Dodgers, got a new starting pitcher now. According to them, they needed a new starting pitcher, but the Dodgers have nothing but pitchers, and everything. They got some more hitters also. I just feel like if I was the Dodgers, I would have added to that bullpen. Me personally, I think the bullpen kind of needed more help. That's just me personally. Um, I think that the bullpen of the Dodgers need more help. Same thing with the Yankees. If you switch it around, they got another bullpen pitcher. I think you kind of needed help with the starting pitching for the Yankees. Outside of Garrett Cole and I think the rookie pitcher they also have, I don't think that the you know Yankees really have really anything particularly great with that pitching rotation. Uh, like I said, they brought in a new hitter and and Jazz Chisholm Jr., which is great. But all you did was add another. All you did was just add another hitter. And this is the thing about the Dodgers and the Yankees that I always say. As good as this team, those two teams look in the regular season, when the postseason come, you can find ways to pitch around their situations, and you can always find ways to hit them when it comes to the bullpen and anything like that. So I just believe that as good as the Yankees or the Dodgers, are, and yeah, they made some moves and great, happy for you. I just don't think the Yankees or the Dodgers are going to the World Series. That's just it didn't move me to be like, oh yeah, they're going to. Nah, it's still like, no, okay, anything can happen, but that is what it is. Like I said, the Olympics are happening. Couple of wins already by Team USA in gymnastics. The men won bronze in gymnastics. Of course, the women dominated. Let's just be real about this shit. The largest, I think, margin of victory in a gymnastic for Team USA. Um, so yeah, I mean, this is the thing about Team USA. Like Simone Biles Simone Biles is just dominant. She's now the most decorated woman, decorated Olympian, the most decorated Olympian, beating Michael Phelps, the most decorated Olympian. Uh, she's amazing. Like that's just what she does, man. Those women are incredible. I want to say I think Team USA in swimming that we got silver. I think silver or bronze. I can't remember. Um, but that was great. You still, of course, you got boxing going on. You got basketball going on. Team USA, men's and women's, are doing anything. Um, the women play Monday. The men play Sunday. The men play tomorrow. I think the women play uh Thursday. So yeah, this is gonna be interesting, man. I can't wait to see how that's gonna actually look. Um, like I said about the men, um, I expect them to get out the group stage. I do not think they're gonna have any struggles in the group stage. At the game one, though, Jason Tatum did not play in game one, so that became the chatter over Jason Tatum not playing in game one. But for me personally, I, I, I've said this numerous times. Jason Tatum is Kevin Durant, and Kevin Durant came back. So what was the point of of having like Jason Tatum play? I hate this. Like, what did he bring like to the situation? I did. It didn't make any sense. Is what I'm trying to say. Like I don't get it, but it is what it is. Steve Kerr was asked after the game why he didn't play. He said, I just forgot he even, I forgot, but he will play tomorrow. I can easily see Joel Embiid uh, also getting a lot of minutes taken away from him going into the next game. Um, but yeah, this is gonna be interesting, man. I don't know. The women gonna dominate. I'm not even worried about the women. I, I ain't even worried about the women, man. Um, so yeah. Um, so let's get into it. There's a lot of shit going on in boxing. A lot of shit. So where do I start? Terrence Crawford returns to the ring this Saturday. Terrence Crawford, it has been a year since he fought Errol Spence. This is his first fight back since then. He will be fighting um, this Saturday in LA. Pretty good match card. You got Pitbull Cruz on there. You got uh, uh, Jared Anderson. You know, it's gonna be an interesting fight card. Um, what do I expect? I expect Terrence Crawford to do what Terrence Crawford does. I don't expect him to fold or anything like that. Looking forward to that fight this Saturday. Be great to watch. Really cool to call. So I'm looking forward to that. Of course, there's two fights that are now officially not going to happen, and we can now put it to bed, at least for now. So last week, I got on here, and it was right before it was a rumor that Canelo Alvarez was going to fight Edgar Balaga, Belango, Belanga, for uh, for the middleweight titles that he has. And David Benavidez pretty much said, you know what, fuck this shit. I just stay at the light heavyweight division. I won't even. I'm tired of waiting for my mandatory shot at your titles. Um, so he is no longer um, there. He will no longer uh, be in the super middleweight division. He's going to be the light heavyweight division. Um, Canelo uh, made it official. Last week, I kind of also said that I can't say he's ducking anyone, but then he does the press conference and he says David Benavidez ain't fought nobody. He's only beaten one champion. I'm sorry, like, look, Canelo, man, listen, bro. I wasn't gonna say you were ducking this man because that's very disrespectful to this thing we love called boxing. That's very disrespectful. What I will say though, but after seeing that press conference, you're seeing Oscar De La Hoya, who, come on, man, it's Oscar De La Hoya, like, really? Um, you ducked him. You ducked him. You ducked him. This is what I would do if I was a boxer, right? But I'm not a boxer. But if this is me, if I think I could beat that dude, I'm gonna fight that dude just to shut you the fuck up. I'm tired of people saying I can't. I'm ducking this motherfucker. Excuse me. I'm ducking him. He can't. Like, if we got in the ring, he whoop my ass. Like, yeah, man. I like that shit. Nah, man. I would have to fight that dude just to shut them the fuck up. The problem with this is that you knew that Dave Benavidez has been your mandatory for a long time. So much so that David's been your mandatory for so long that they made you vacate the fucking belt that he was the mandatory for. Like he lost a belt because of this shit. This is the thing about the damn. This is the thing about when you have the situation. I I truly believe that Canelo and David will be a hell of a fight. But I also feel like styles may fight. And I think Canelo knows his style will probably get fucked up. He probably, because the thing about David Benavidez is one of his strongest punches is his jab. And what has Canelo always lost to? Jabs. Floyd, the first Triple G fight, when he fought Bivol, he can't handle a a jab because it has to make him reset. Even in the Magadov fight when he just fought, the reason why he was kind of catching him early was catching him with the jab, keeping distance, but also hitting him in the body. That's not Canelo. Like, Canelo can't handle that shit. He's not good at it. David Benavidez's best punch is the jab, And if David actually goes in with that game plan, jab, he's got the height, he's got the distance, he can easily beat Canelo. That is why I've always said, as good as Canelo is, that is a tough fight for Canelo, and he knows it. There's no way in hell you sit there. But this is what I also feel like when it comes to the Canelo stuff, this Canelo situation, right? This is what I say about that. We forget that top contenders, top champions, like Tyson, Lloyd, they didn't fight the the obvious matchup they were supposed to take. Mike Tyson, perfect example, right? Mike Tyson was uh, dominant in his early career, right? And then he went up against Buster Douglas. He had a fight in place that he was supposed to fight Evander Holyfield. If he beat Buster Douglas in Tokyo, which clearly he didn't, but if he had beaten him, he would have went on to fight Evander Holyfield. He lost. Evander beat Buster Douglas. Mike Tyson and Evander were supposed to fight for Evander's title, but then Mike got arrested. Mike got indicted on the assault charges. So, but years later, Evander had heart, and they diagnosed him with a heart condition, and then come to find out he didn't really have a heart condition, and then Mike Tyson came out of jail, got the title back, and Evander came back and started fighting again. And Mike saw one fight that he had where he looked completely and utterly sluggish, and the guy was whooping his ass pretty much. And then when he finally shit, when he finally so Mike saw that fight, and that's when Evander Holy Mike Tyson people, Dying King, and them called Holyfield and was like, "Hey, let's have this fight. Like, I think you should fight Mike Tyson. Mike wants to fight you now." So for him to, so he chose to fight Evander, and everybody knows what happened. Those two fights, Evander Holyfield beat his ass. But if you actually listen to Mike Tyson talk, he knew Evander Holyfield could beat him. He knew Evander Holyfield would whoop his ass. He knew it. He was like, Evander. He's like, yeah. He's like, I talked a lot of shit, but I knew Evander could beat me. Like, Evander was better than I was. He said it. And if you think I'm lying, go look at the Chasing Tyson documentary, the 30 for 30. Evander Holyfield is like, yo, like Mike Tyson's like, no, Evander Holyfield was better than me. And he's like, Evander Holyfield was better than me. Since the moment I saw him, he was better than me. Floyd Mayweather. Want to take another one? Okay, Floyd Mayweather. Floyd avoided fighting Manny for a while, years, and then Manny fought Juan Marquez, and what happened? Manny got his ass knocked the fuck out. Cold sleep. Out. Like a symphony. What was the next fight for Manny Pacquiao? Floyd Mayweather. What I'm saying is this. The only way we're going to get this fight is if Canelo sees David actually have a bad fight or he loses. He needs his confidence now because he's never going to fight him like this. David is a fucking monster. He lives up to that name. Canelo knows he can't beat that. He knows it. People that sit there and say, "Oh, it's the business side. It's the business. It's the business." He's now for Money Mayweather. Even Floyd knew at a certain point he was gonna have to get in the ring with Manny just to prove he can be the guy. He's the guy. He's the guy. And even when people sit there and say Floyd ducked Manny, he ducked people, he ducked people. Floyd eventually fought everybody he was supposed to fight. Canelo is not. And that's where the problem is. You have chosen old, retired, decrepit ass boxers to fight. And now you're choosing young, unexperienced, never been in these types of moment boxers to fight. Canelo's not the face of boxing. He's not. Which leads me to what I think is the face of boxing. And that's Tank Davis. So Tank had a fight with Lomachenko in November. And then that got taken away because Loma says he doesn't want to fight anybody in 2024. Okay. Uh, and then immediately everybody shifted it to he's going to fight Shakur now. He's going to fight Shakur. And Shakur today was like, nope, that's not happening at all. I'm fighting somebody else. Uh, cool. So who does Tank fight? Well, we're going into August. Who do I think Tank is fighting? I don't think Tank fights again this year, to be honest. I'll be surprised. If he does fight, it's probably going to be in December. I don't think Tank fights again this year. I don't think he fights again this year. Um, because you don't have anybody to fight. And that's the thing. I mean, maybe, I mean, it'd be very bold of him to do it, but maybe Devin to regain whatever respect you had. I can see Devin saying, fuck it, I'll fight Tank. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the only match I can actually see and people are not talking about. And I get why people be like, why would he fight? Why would Tank fight Devin? Because he needs to put that to bed. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think if there was a real conversation, I think Devin would take that fight just to prove he's not afraid of guys like that. But will he take it? Will he take it? And yeah, if I was Tank, I'll fight Devin. He's undefeated. Asterisk. He's still undefeated, but that'll be an interesting fight. I would like to see that fight. I think that fight would be dope as a motherfucker. And Tank could probably beat the living hell out of him too. So, now like I said, football is back Thursday. It's going down. Bears Texans. It's literally the Hall of Fame game. There's nothing. There's nothing that's going to happen in this game. They've already ruled out Caleb Williams is not going to play Thursday. So what's the point of watching it? But it is football, and we get to see somebody get hit. So I'm all for it. A lot of things going on. Contract disputes and everything. Did I talk about this last week? I think it happened last week. Or did it happen after the show? I think it did. John Love, Tua, John Love, Tua has gotten paid, uh, respectively. Me and my brother Juan talked about this today on our show. Um, I guess for Tua, Tua's the one that I don't know. I wouldn't have. And my brother Juan was asking me, should these quarterbacks getting paid? Should these quarterbacks be getting paid the money they're getting paid? And it's the market. It really is. It's not because they're good. It's the market. The only quarterback that I have said that has gotten paid during this whole situation that I understand and I could justify it, maybe two, is Jordan Love and Jared Goff. Those are the only two I could justify and be like, yeah, that makes sense. Jared Goff is literally probably on one of the best teams in the NFL, and if it wasn't for him, that team would have never made to the NFC Championship game last year. And it wasn't his fault that they lost. So he should get paid. Jordan Love is a quarterback. His first year got into the playoffs and got to the NFC divisional game. And in a quarter could have won the NFC Championship divisional game. And maybe went to the NFC title game against Detroit. And probably would have won. Everybody else is like, I don't I don't know. I don't know. So I've been doing a list the last couple of weeks. I did quarterbacks, and that gave me the idea to continuously do this list. Now, I did head coaches last week, and this week I am doing my top 10 receivers. So I took another list from somebody, Pro Football Focus, or was it, yeah, Pro Football Focus, or was it uh, CBS Sports? It might have been CBS Sports, I don't know. But I took their top 10 and I put my top 10. So let's get into it, man. So their top 10, their number one was Justin Jefferson. My number one is Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson is the best receiver in the NFL. I remember a couple years ago when I first started my show with my brother Juan, and he was like, okay, list the top five receivers that you think. And it was literally right after Justin Jefferson's rookie year. And I said, Justin Jefferson. And everybody looked at me like I was crazy. They're like, wait, you ain't gonna put Julio Jones in there? You know? Justin Jefferson. I've seen enough of him in NFL and enough of him in college to know he's that dude. And it's kind of ironic that man, I remember his brother, Jordan Jefferson, being the quarterback for the LSU Tigers. You probably remember him too. I think they were debating. Les Miles was having problems with who should be the starting quarterback. And he used to split time being the quarterback back in the day. And it was an undefeated season that we went into, Superdome and got blown the fuck out by Alabama like 42-0. That team. That was his brother, number 9, Jordan Jefferson. So to see his brother be literally the best receiver in the NFL is absolutely nuts. And I was hearing about Justin Jefferson before he even got into LSU because they were talking about him so much and how he could be coming to LSU because of Jordan. So, yeah. Now, their number 2 receiver is Tyreek Hill. I will get to him later. My number 2 is AJ Brown. I have AJ Brown because I think AJ Brown is this era's, and I don't want to name and put a name on him, especially somebody with this legendary of a name. But he may be this generation's Megatron. He might be. He might be this generation's, Julio Jones. He might be. His height, his speed, his ability just to catch the ball at any radius. The dude is that fucking good. Like, I don't need anybody to lie and say he's not. No, the dude's that fucking good. And yeah, I think AJ Brown is the second best receiver in the NFL. I think people, and maybe this year, if Philly bounce back, we're going to get back to saying, damn, he really is that guy. But before they even went on that bullshit season that they had last year, he was great. So I don't get how people could sit there now and say, oh, I don't understand how he could be that guy. He's that guy. He's that guy. Number 3 for them is Jamar Chase. Jamar's great. He's excellent. And I will get to him in a second. Because my number 3 is Tyreek Hill. Told you I'd get to him. Tyreek Hill is one of the best receivers in the NFL. The man is amazing. He's one of the greats. Where I think Tyreek Hill, yes, he got the numbers. He's now getting the money. He's got the stats. He's got the rings. Why I do not have Tariq Hill as my two is because as good as Tariq Hill is, he could only do so much in Miami. I don't feel that way with Justin Jefferson. At least I know with Justin Jefferson's team. At least I know with Justin Jefferson's team, they are what they are. Same thing with AJ Brown. But Tariq Hill has to literally do every fucking thing for Miami to be great. And even in that sense, it, let's talk about like the playoff game. The perfect playoff game was a perfect example. The playoff game was a perfect example. The only touchdown Miami even scored in that Kansas City game was because of Tariq Hill. Nothing more, nothing less. Because of Tariq Hill. He is the best receiver in the AFC. He's third to me, though. I got him third. Fourth for them is CD Lamb. We'll get to him later. Fourth for me is Amon-Ra St. Brown. Amon-Ra St. Brown for Detroit is a fucking beast. Anybody that still doesn't know who this guy is, man, you are delusional as shit. Do your fucking research. This motherfucker's the boy. Is the damn guy. He's that dude. He is going to be at some point this year. You're going to be saying this dude might be the best receiver in the NFL. I'm telling you now. If you could get him in fantasy, get him in fantasy. He's going to be that dude. There's nothing more, nothing less I can say about it. Man had a broken. He injured something. He tore something last year. Missed a game and came back and still played like the rest of the year. Yeah. Number five for them is AJ Brown. You already know I got AJ Brown second. For me, number five is Jamar Chase. I think Jamar Chase is a hell of a receiver. Him and T. Higgins are one hell of a tandem. Anybody that tells you they're not, you're losing it. I think that Cincinnati with Jamar Chase is going to be great. A healthy Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. This might be Cincinnati. I expect Cincinnati to have a bounce back season, and I don't think anybody really is ready to have that conversation yet. Number six for them is Devontae Adams. I get to him in a second. Number six for me is Puka Nakua for the Rams. I've seen enough. I've seen enough. I know people think I'm delusional as shit. I've seen enough. He's the sixth best receiver. I've seen. I know a lot of people are like, you need another year. I'm good. He's ready. He's good. He can do it. Number seven for them is Amon-Ra St. Brown. Like I said, Amon-Ra St. Brown for me is four. For me, my number seven is CD Lamb for the Dallas Cowboys. I told you I'd get to him. He is trying to get a contract, which I totally agree. He should probably get it. They should pay CD Lamb and not Dak Prescott. I know people think I'm delusional. It's like the same thing I said if Kirk Cousins was on Minnesota still. I would pay Justin Jefferson if I play Kirk Cousins. I've seen enough of Dak Prescott to know what Dak Prescott is. At least give your next quarterback, if you go in that way, a chance. You need a number one guy. That's CD Lamb. With that being said, do I think CD Lamb is literally one of the best receivers in the league? Jury's still out on that, to me personally. I, I know he had the numbers last year. Yeah, great year. Yeah, but then I saw him in the playoffs and he didn't do shit. Now you can say that's scheme and that's situational. True. But at the same time, when he did throw it his way, he didn't catch the fucking ball. So, yeah. Number 8 on their list is, well, we both have to say number 8, and that's Brandon Ayuk for San Francisco. This man's gonna get paid. I don't know where he's gonna go, but he's gonna get paid. I don't think San Francisco is going to pay him. I do not think San Francisco is going to pay him. I think they're actually wasting their time and their energy with this situation, and just let the man go and be you get traded. You don't want to trade him, but you also don't want to sign him and pay him. What the fuck are you holding on to him for? It doesn't make any goddamn sense, right? What the fuck are you holding on to him for? Then you're not gonna pay him. You pretty much made that obvious. You're not gonna pay him. Then on top of that, you don't want to trade him. It's the fuck are you doing? Like, bro, no, no. Brandon Ayuk should eat. Pay Brandon Ayuk. Trade him. Let him go to another team. This is fucking retarded. This is fucking ridiculous. Trade him. Let him go to another team. This is ridiculous. Number 9 for them is Cooper Cup. And this was 3, 4 years ago, Cooper Cup. Cool. If this is 3, 4 years ago, Cooper Cup, hell yeah, he should be on this list. But since it's not, he shouldn't be on this list. I had to say that because he's not on my list, so I had to say that right there. And number 9 is Chris Olave. I already see it. I already hear the comments. I already see it. Why the fuck is Chris Olave on your list? Chris Olave is one of the best receivers in the NFL. I get it that he's on the Saints, so a lot of people just don't see him a lot, maybe, or you don't really pay attention to him. But Chris Olave is one of the best receivers in the NFL. And I'm telling you right now, if you don't have this dude on your fantasy team, you're gonna be like, shit, I should have got him this year. That dude's gonna do damage this year. I promise you that. Number 10 for them is Deebo Samuel for the San Francisco 49ers. Again, if this was 2, 3 years ago, yeah, this makes total sense for him to be on the list. Since it's not, fuck no, he shouldn't be on his list. I don't get it. And for me, number 10 is Devontae Adams. Told you I'd get to him. He is number 6 on that list. He's number 10 on mine. I fuck with Devontae Adams. He can do anything. I have to see him with the Raiders. I have to see what the situation is going to be with the Raiders. If he has any sense of a quarterback, they're going to do damage. I think this is the thing. So, yeah, I have no idea what I'm gonna do next week. I have tight ends, probably tight ends. I'll probably do tight ends. I think I do a list with tight ends. Um, if not defense, definitely defense. One of them two. But yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this, man. This is I Believe Sports. I'm BrandonJaneau. Peace.